now the latest on November the 2nd around the wide world of tropics. Here's your tropical weather bulletin. November the 2nd, 2019, second day of the Southern Hemisphere cyclone season, and we have one cyclone active across the globe, and that is weakening Tropical Storm Maha in the North Indian Ocean. It's day 306 of the year so far. 82 storms have formed this season. The Tropical Storm Rekha have dissipated yesterday, and it is on day 154 of that season, and we are entering November, which is typically the least active month of the season. In day 171 of the East Pacific, to nobody's surprise, the season is shut down, with no storms seeming likely to form there in the next 7 days. In the Western Pacific, it is a completely different story. Invest 99W is probably going to become a tropical cyclone very soon, now with a 70% chance. Invest 90W is moving through the Philippines, remains with a 10% chance, and the remnants of Matmo, which made landfall on Vietnam earlier this week, are beginning to enter the North Indian Ocean and could redevelop in that basin. In said basin, Kiara remains a post-tropical cyclone, and Maha is getting sheared to death and is moving over lower sea surface temperatures, which is inducing weakening upon the storm right now. In the Southern Hemisphere, also to nobody's surprise, it's all quiet here. Shear graphics are broken at the moment for Maha, so we are taking a look at the models instead. The HWRF is going out on a limb, calling for a Category 4. ATWC are slightly agreeing with that, calling for a peak of 120 miles per hour. GFS slightly lower as usual, only calling for a moderate Cat 1, but some models do disagree. But shear is decreasing at this time, and sea surface temperatures right now are only really moderately favorable. So honestly, I'm doubting the storm reaching Category 3 intensity at this time, and relative humidity is also decreasing as the storm pushes off towards the northwest. And overall, I think the JTWC's Cat 3 peak is rather high. This is how the North Atlantic has been looking. You can see that huge disturbance in the middle of the screen. You can see what was left of Rebecca has gotten merged with the post-tropical cyclone that it was surrounding. But no real activity seems likely in this basin in the next 7 days. And that is the same for the Eastern Pacific. It has been a very quiet season there. Really, we are now waiting on the name Raymond there, and no formation seems likely here. In the Western Pacific, you can see just how large Invest 99W's influence is. It's got really cold cloud tops to it, and it's probably likely to become a tropical depression very soon, probably over the weekend if I had to guess. And then you can also see really well undefined center of Invest 90W located over the southern Philippines. This could develop into a tropical cyclone in the South China Sea. Could be weak, could be strong. We do not know yet. It's just a matter of waiting to see what's going to occur with that system. This is how the sea surface temperatures are looking. It's looking really well across the Western Pacific and the Bay of Bengal. You can see the cold spot where Kiara stalled over there for a few days and then that moving up to the southwest, where it's getting ingested with dry air still. The Southern Hemisphere is warming up pretty nicely with the season beginning yesterday, and the Western Pacific, as usual, is cooling down at the moment due to it being November, and we're leading towards the least active part of the season right now. But if I had to guess, the season is not over yet, and we could see a strong typhoon there. This is how Maha and Kiara have actually been looking in the past few hours. The official intensity right now for Maha is down to 50 miles per hour. It's probably weaker than that, with ASCAT catching winds of 45 miles per hour at best. So this system is probably a minimal tropical storm at this point. It's getting into more unfavorable conditions due to Kiara peaking over that region. And you can see how Kiara is beginning to lose convection off to its west as it gets ingested with dry air. So these are the names on the naming list. In the Atlantic, we're waiting out for Sebastian. In the Pacific, as I said earlier, we're looking out for Raymond. In the Central Pacific, the next name is Hone. In the Western Pacific, we are waiting on How Long. In the North Indian Ocean, we are waiting on Bulbul.